Yo, what's
Yeah,
up?
what you doing?
Nothing much.
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
How's your Dell
yeah,
computer? How's your Dell
you have a
laptop doing?
couple of YouTube videos. Good, but can you take down two of the videos that involve me,
You don't want them up?
please? No, no, no.
They were good
Especially,
videos. They were good videos that said good things. They kind of cover up that those bad things that people put up.
I know, but that's putting me out there. If you get my point, can you take them down? Because I have that bad feeling like somebody's going to look that. If you understand, please. I understand it's good and all, but the one with Mka Terminators and my full name.
Which ones are those? I do. I do.
Uh,
I've been doing. I see. I do videos full time. It's all I do, right? When
I
I'm
know, I know.
I
This,
think I did one because I felt like you were talking to me about how your reputation has been dismantled by certain individuals or whatever, and I have the strength on the internet to help rebuild your character that they tried to defamate. They tried to defamate your character. Those are just people that posted that, those things uh, in regards to that list or whatever.
yeah, can you take these down real quick? For one,
The the one is doing numbers. MK Terminators is doing numbers.
yeah, what is MK Terminators talking about?
Uh, I can't exactly remember, but I think it said something about how we used to play Xbox together and yada yada, and that's MK Terminators or something.
It doesn't have to do anything about, can you take down certain ones? Can we delete these and try again later?
Delete these and try
For
again
safety
later.
reasons. Yeah, for safety reasons. I want to have a little bit more
But
control.
but your address is already up as a sexual predator anyway. These ones look good on you.
Um, you're not understanding. You want me to help you understand?
What do you mean by that?
I don't need the police knowing I have this kind of stuff. Okay?
I don't think the police. I'm working with the police, man. I'm doing a good thing here.
I know, I know. Can you take the one with my full name down at least? Please?
Let me take a look at it one moment.
That one's way too much. That's way too much.
I thought what I did. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
I thought what I did was try to make you look better, so in the future we can expunge this atrocity that they've done to your name. Did you know that there's another Mike Manuel, a country singer?
yeah. Can you delete the
Yeah,
Michael Manley one?
one minute. I'm going through my studio or whatever, and I'm gonna check it out and see, because I did this one like about a month or two ago, and I really wanted to get the one where you were showcasing the Dell laptop, but I know you won't do that one. I can't find it. Okay, my friend Mike, or my friend, yeah, Mka Terminators.
Can you delete the Michael Emanuel one, please?
I'm looking at it. Okay. It starts with a messenger, or some.
Keep this between us, okay? Seriously, that lady will not stop mooning people.
Yo mom is so ugly! The forever alone guy denied her friend request!
Yeah, it's the Michael Emanuel one. You're not recording right now, are you?
What about change the title? Would you agree to me changing the title?
Delete all of it, please. Anything that has to do with me.
American values.
Anything that has to do with me, delete it. The Mka Terminators one, maybe, can stay, but delete the Michael Emanuel one.
I wish I could.
How many of them do you have of me?
Might come together. I don't have too much, but I thought.
How many do you have? 2, 3?
Only those ones, only the ones you see, and basically, I wish I would have grabbed some other ones or whatever because I wanted to shed a positive light on you. You ruined my reputation as well. I got investigated because of you. Yes, I got investigated for child.
Yeah,
I got investigated for CP when you contacted me, when I contacted you, and we started talking or whatever. I had gotten contacted by local, or not local, but I got contacted by the enforcements, and they were all over me over it.
Yeah, you might want to delete that Michael Emanuel one. Like, you know what? Actually, save them in your files, but delete them off of YouTube. Alright? Can you do that?
How much longer are you on that stuff? Those conditions.
Can you just delete those real quick? And let's discuss that thing real quick.
What thing?
Well.
Oh, sorry. How long you're on your conditions and yada?
Yeah, we'll discuss that, but don't record anything. Let's try and.
Well, I'm not going to say that I'm not recording. It's my job, but
I know.
But at the same time, you are not required to answer any questions that you feel like you don't want to answer.
Yeah, that's. When I searched it up, I come across these two videos, and then I see the Michael Emanuel one. I live in you know how bad Florida is? Not only that, you're putting me on the map, so the second I get off probation, do you know how much explaining I would have to do to cops? Like,
you don't have to do any explanation
because
it's already right there. They can hear the explanation themselves.
I know, but I don't have any of this stuff registered, is what I'm saying. I'm kind of off the right. I know you're meaning good, but the second I'm off probation and they do like a whole, if they do a sweep of the internet and search up that name, Michael Emanuel, and they see that, do you know how quick I could be back in jail? My Facebook will go down and other stuff.
Oh, because you're not supposed to have the Facebook at all.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not trying to hurt your reputation with the videos. I'm trying to do it for both our safety.
I see what you mean.
So just tell me when the videos are deleted. Just make sure you save them, okay?
All right.
At least save the videos and put them aside, and we'll look at them later, alright? I might have a better idea.
I have to keep them up, unfortunately. I mean, I have gotten them in full legal fashion.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here. You know.
Yeah, somebody's trying to open my door. What? Okay, good night. Alright. Did you find the videos?
Yeah, I have them located. Yes. But the thing is, listen, dude, I've been through it with these enforcements. Same with these probation officers, and they're just normal people. And what they try to do is they try to paint your life in a certain fashion, and
I know.
they'll bury you in the grave, buddy. They tried to bury me. They will bury you. It's unbelievable. They try to use their government power to corruptly defamate your character, and then they literally kill you as a person.
Yeah. Uh, are you going through your videos? Because I really want the Michael Emanuel one deleted off the YouTube.
But
And
everything that I recorded in it is of public domain. I didn't intrude. I didn't
technically,
intrusively.
yeah, in a way you did. I'm not saying you did bad, but that can be bad. I'm trying to I'm trying to stay off the internet. And the second they, you know how bad Florida is, right?
With what? How strict some are?
Yes. Yes. The second they see that Michael Emanuel video after my probation is up, I could kiss goodbye my Facebook.
What do you mean by that? Why would your Facebook?
They will report it to Facebook and take it down. And I'm trying to avoid that, at least. They don't know the Mka Terminators thing. They don't know that. They know my...
Why don't you work on your appeal? Why don't you appeal this?
Because right now I'm on probation, and I can only do that after probation. I'm working on it in a different way, and I can explain that. But, and you...
Like
You're,
it's like does it ever get removed or whatever? Even after like what? By the time you're Joe Biden's age or something, it's going to be removed. Like it's unbelievable.
yeah, that's exactly what I said by the time I'm Joe Biden. But you are currently on YouTube looking at the Michael Emanuel video, right?
Yeah, I can see it here. Yeah.
All right. Did you... Is that saved in your computer?
I have it backed up on my hard drive, several hard drives, and then I also have it on the YouTube.
Can you pull that one from YouTube?
Well,
Tr-
I know it's your mom or something that wants it removed.
no, it's me.
But listen, Mike. I mean, it's like, man, you can't blame me. I didn't do it. I don't think anybody's gonna see it anyway. Why don't we just
Trust me.
retitle? Why don't we retitle? I don't know.
You could trust me. Trust me. You could retitle it as my friend Mike or something, but uh, I would recommend deleting it because that's putting me on the map.
If we leave it as my friend Mike, Mk Terminators, then you can have this
Yeah,
this name Mk Terminators that you could run with. Uh,
I'm I'm trying to. I would just say delete it for now because I'm halfway through my probation, and I'm trying not to act suspicious with my probation officer. But you know how probation works, where you're like right at the end of it, and they like to try and fuck you over.
yeah, mine tried to do it at the very last month.
Why do you think I want that video deleted? It's not my mom, it's me. Not only that, you have all my pictures there. The full name.
It's not your middle name. Isn't your middle name Alan?
It is.
How did I know that? See, I've known you for a really long time.
Yeah.
What's your
Yeah.
probation officer's name?
I'm not going to disclose that.
I bet you it's Angel Vasquez, is it?
No.
You remember when I broke my leg on that scooter?
I do.
You didn't kick me off the scooter, did you?
As far back as I remember, I don't remember. I think we were both playing around, and then uh, I think the problem is you were overweight as a teen, and I think that weight was overbearing for your leg, and
Baloney. Baloney.
yeah,
I was riding the scooter and I was talking to Amber Wallace on my Scarface telephone or whatever. I used to be able to bunny hop like 6 set stairs on that thing, dude. You obviously kicked it and I fell back or something.
well, even if I did kick it, we were both playing around, so
Yeah, but dude, I'm literally handicapped by that leg.
mm,
Like it hasn't been fixed. It's sort of like one of my legal disability qualifications is that
yeah. So, uh, tonight, can you delete that video at least? Because I have an idea. I have an idea for it,
but then what would
but
be the point of deleting it? If you have an idea for it and development of it and everything, then there's no point deleting
it. I mean, you're in another country. I'm down here, but YouTube is pretty big, and I watch everything. And yeah, I've had to go through 2 people harassing me to a point that I had to block them. I had to block like 10 people.
Mine
And on top
was
of that,
mine wasn't
hmm,
intended mine wasn't intended to harass you. It was
I'm
simply
not I'm not I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's putting me in a certain position where, you know, it's showing places where I frequent. It shows my Facebook that I'm not supposed to have, according to Facebook itself. I could actually lose my Facebook
I don't know. But you hurt me. You hurt me. My leg
and
literally
some other
was.
stuff. It shows my face. It shows my family.
But look at these mugshots that when you search your name up, these mugshots come up.
I understand that. But it's, I mean, the mugshots come up, yeah. But when did you start getting talked to the police when we first started talking?
It was around when you first started talking, believe it or not, my probation officer was in tune with your probation officer or something of that matter, and found out about somehow my communications are monitored because I work with the government of Canada. And whenever I made a communication to you, the government of Canada asked me. They asked me. They asked me, who is Michael Manuel? You aren't doing any of that, and they wanted to know my position. Like I'm in direct communication with Justin Trudeau, and he and his wife were on me about this because I'm supposed to be of a certain light or whatever. I've kept relatively clean, and then it's just they've tried to, not Justin or anything, but I was in a hotel in London, Ontario, Canada, and I got uh, uh, accused of looking at some sort of pornography when it wasn't the case or whatever. And uh, I was just looking at Pornhub.com in my hotel room, which was a very big hotel room, but they accidentally put me in this room that was joined to another room or something, and they had heard some sort of moaning on the the speaker.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I had to fight that or whatever. But other than that, I've never I never even violated or whatever. But that was a dispute I had to deal with where they had accused me, but they had no evidence or no justification to do anything. So the charges would have to be dropped because I never viewed any child pornography.
Yeah.
You know,
Can you delete those pictures real quick? Because I don't want to see those.
I heard you did fairly well inside the prison.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think you should have, but I think you learned a lot, and I don't know. There's nothing much else I can say.
That doesn't make any sense, though, because, Personally, in my own opinion, uh, I would take that Michael Manuel video down because it might cause more problems. If you trust me on that.
Well, it's like, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's a daily thought in my real human brain. Like, I want compensation for that broken leg. It causes me a lot of pain. I
Yeah,
really want to know if you kicked me or not, or if it was a real accident.
yeah. Um, yeah. Compensation.
Yes,
Like,
man. I can't even walk properly. It causes a decent amount of chronic pain when I'm standing and whatnot. My leg is not fully straight. I can't properly turn around. It's a handicap. It's like unbelievable.
we could just make a video about how we were messing around, and I don't know if I kicked you off of it or I ran into you by accident or whatever we were doing. But we can make a video about old times.
I know, and I used to pick on you too about kicking the trash can and all that, so I don't blame you.
I know. I, I mean, it's just that video. That's too much.
But we
I would.
are we are adults now, Michael. I'm 27
I
years of age. I have fellow students from school that have families. They have children, Michael. They're parents and things. It's like we don't have any children yet. Hopefully I hope that you do in the future, and I will if you want them. I want some, but it's like we're grown adults.
yeah. I understand that, but some of that doesn't really make sense on how they came after you. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Because I am a famous person in Canada or whatever, I don't. Well, that's not the only reason, but I am related to Justin Trudeau. He is my cousin, and I was only in the United States for a short period of time. I only lived in the United States in total 6 or 7 years of my 27 years of living. So I was born and raised in Canada, and I went down there for schooling and whatnot. But I returned to Canada in 2009 or 10. And I think around 2012, I made a significant amount of money here in Canada uh, doing business online or whatever. And I didn't have my mom for a really long time, nor did I have my father. So somehow I worked myself up to this position of a sort of a political figure or whatever, and I do record most, if not all, my conversations. I try to, especially now and therefore on. And they have
Yeah.
they have me on this chip or whatever. You maybe have heard about it, like a microchip. I don't know if you're aware, but
They have a microchip in you.
exactly. And you may have a microchip in yours, in you too. But did you go and get your shot? Because I heard they were. My microchip was installed a much different way than how most were installed. But uh, some people that did not have microchipping, and it depends on your hierarchy and what you're doing during the day. If you're
And
just
and how do you get the microchip again? The coronavirus vaccine.
they did apply the microchip through that vaccine supposedly, but my microchip, I had several microchips implanted into my head throughout my life or whatever through this. They have like this it sounds weird to say implanted, but it's such a great technology. It literally from the epidermis will the one I got hit with, which wasn't a bad one, totally or whatever. It went through the epidermis of the back of my head or whatever, and then it enters into your system through that or whatever. And that's how I communicate with other people around. It's just certain individuals, ones that are extremely wealthy and whatnot, that I communicate with, and they see me as a person that needed to have this direct microchip communication with them at all times. So they can hear different things. They can even hear me go to the bathroom at certain times, but they turn it up and down. And you can have conversations in your head with them, or you can, they know if you're working and they can suggest things for you, or and et cetera, et cetera. They don't tend to help you if you have much problems or whatever. It's hard to explain, but yeah, there is a lot of people do have these new microchips.
Hmm.
You don't ever hear somebody talking to you in your head that you're like, that isn't me.
Nope, that's just me because I don't have the microchip.
You didn't go get that COVID vaccine or whatever.
Nope, I didn't get it.
Well, what do you think about Joe Biden?
Personally, I think we would have been better off with Bernie. I
Well,
feel like I feel like Joe Biden is fucked in the head.
I don't mind him. He's
Like if we
actually,
went into a war,
yeah, I don't mind both of them. I don't mind both of them. Maybe Bernie will be after. Who knows? I think Bernie might come after again. Who
I
knows?
doubt it. I think Bernie's done because he's too old, and you know what happens when you start getting too old for shit.
Yeah, but
You start,
I like old men. I swear to God, I do.
yeah. I mean, Trump was good, but eh,
They're saying it
we would have
might
been
be. They're saying it might be Ivanka Trump, quite possibly, or
doubt it,
Donald Jr. or something.
but we'll see.
I don't see it being Waka Flocka Flames. I really don't.
That was actually a joke.
No, I think he really wants to be the president. I think he really does. But do you think he could do it?
Yeah.
I think he's a pretty smart individual, and so is his mother. I would want to see Deborah Anthony as something official, not Joaquin, yeah, or whatever his name is. I think Deborah Anthony might fit somewhere, such as a state senator or quite possibly a representative in some sort of nature. But Waka, he's erratic. That Waka Flocka.
I have an idea. Let's change the can you edit the Michael Manuel video where it can blur out my name and shit?
But the point you kept telling me, there's so many people that keep searching up my name, and they have all these
I
bad.
Yeah, that I'm trying to figure out a way to lessen. If you want to keep the video, I'm trying to think of a better way to, you know, make it seem like I'm not even here. You understand what I'm
I
saying, right?
can't advise you to leave your jurisdiction, because if I advise you to leave your jurisdiction, uh, then I could quite possibly be in some sort of violation of some sort of co-conspiracy of it, but that would be
Oh,
one of your options.
I'm saying, can you edit the video and just cut my last name out?
Just Michael?
Just put, you can change both of them to like
But
my,
there's already that Michael Green kid behind a camera. There's already that guy, and I really wanted you to end up being a character, a pretty cool character, Mka Terminators. You're playing
I've been,
Xbox. Just let me explain. You're playing Xbox all day, right? Or sometimes, or whatever, you play your Xbox.
yeah.
So people look you up, and you do really good in your game. Now, if you build this other thing after you beat somebody in the game or whatever, believe it or not, they tend to Google that name, MK Terminators or whatever, especially if you're doing a lot of tournaments and things.
Well, it's really MK Terminator, but it's all put together. It's all spaced out without the S. But the thing is that's the main video, Michael Manuel. We need to fix that a little bit. All right. If that's possible.
I'll try to come up with an idea. I'm thinking.
Like if you can cut my last name out and change it to my friend Mike and blur out the last name, that would work. Is that possible?
Yeah, it's possible, but it would be a lot of work.
It would be a lot of work, but it
And it
would.
kills the keyword. It kills the keyword, right? It kills that keyword of
Which key?
your name.
Yeah.
Like your name is a specific name that can be searched up. And I swear to you, the only thing that comes up is those two mugshots. This other stuff's the probation officer, I don't think, is going to look it up. It's not even going to make headway until at least 10 years, at least a decade.
That's why I'm saying, can we work on that for now until I can make some progress here? The Facebook part is we need to fix it because I don't need them knowing I have Facebook.
Why isn't Wade popping up? Because I'm uploading so much. I need a better
All
internet.
right.
All right, man.
I'm not only calling you about that, but we need to fix it because it could actually cause problems down here.
I understand your position. That's why I got
Yeah.
out of there. That's why I got out of there, man.
Yeah, it's
I was thinking about building life down there in Florida, and I just didn't see the fit. And then I just didn't see the fit in Tennessee. And the only place I could see the fit was where I'm originally from, naturally born from, and that is Canada. And that's the only place that I could see the fit, right? For my personality.
I was born in Florida, but I moved out of Florida when I was like literally a baby just born. Like I was here for like 2 months and then moved to Chicago.
I thought you
Yeah.
were born in. I thought you were born in Georgia.
No, but I'm originally from there. That's why when people ask where I'm originally from, I'd say Georgia because I don't know what Florida.
Oh.
What
were you going to say about Chicago?
when I was first born, I moved to Chicago during the winter times. I was there for, I'd say, at least a few months, and then I had been in North Carolina, and Virginia up until around the age of 2. And then after that, my life went directly to Georgia from age 3 to age 9.
Yeah, because you are directly related to a lot of people, such as Mr. Beast, and there's a few others that I've seen that are directly related to you, Michael.
How would I be directly related to Mr. Beast?
Well, a lot of people, they were, believe it or not, sort of disconnected when it came to their heritages. And there has been a lot
Yeah,
of research, and I'm one of the head researchers in this ancestry of people in America and Canada and around the world. And that is one of the most notable people that you are directly related to by lineage. I know you've probably never talked or whatever. Maybe you have. Who knows? Maybe you guys know each other. But he is part of your lineage for sure. Like whenever we came over, Christopher Columbus and yada yada, he would have been potentially from that same group that must have spread out or something, and et cetera, et cetera.
I'm
Um,
also a quarter Native American, so my lineage is all the way from when the Europeans came to the Native Americans. So I'm like a 5th or 6th gen from that line. Did you know that one?
yeah, because I think our ancestors started to mingle with the Native Americans and things, and then it mixed with.
You're you're probably how do I even word that? You probably have
I'm so
I
mixed. They, believe it or not, some of my relatives they call me the N word or whatever because I am so mixed. I originally came from that blue eyes, green eyes sort of family, blonde hair, blue eyes, or not even blonde hair, but the dominant gene, it's like a 360. It starts to take over, whatever. Like uh, if you have the blonde hair and blue eyes or whatever, you tend to output brown eyes and brown hair, or at least brown hair with green eyes and yada yada. It's the dominant and recessive gene thing that we learned in school.
yeah. Jeez. So what else do the police know about me yet up there, huh?
Nothing. I'm pretty much keeping your name pretty good. I don't really associate with any police. I do some videos and everything for the police, but I was around some police a lot or whatever, and uh, but they're just people, and there's a certain way that you conduct yourself around them. You've been doing fairly well with your probation, so obviously how you conduct yourself, and you did fairly well in prison as well. So there's
And
probably
how
not much I don't know.
well how do you know I do well in prison other than what I told you?
Well, I haven't heard any cases of assault. You didn't get assaulted from my knowledge in prison. It sounded like you said that you had a fairly decent time. It wasn't that hard of a time. You basically had your canteen and whatnot and all that and yada yada. And you served a long sentence of 2 or whatever amount of years and all that, 3 years or whatever it was. But you never got hurt in prison, which tends to happen to some people, as well as some people don't have the canteen and whatever and things like that. So prison can be a lot different for some people, but it seemed like you fared well while you were in there, and
Yeah, I also kept the drugs going. Like, here's how it works. When they would do a raid, I would usually help get the drugs back up and started. Like, the way it works is I would hand some money here, and in return, I get something in return. Or I would donate what I spent to a friend there that was blind. So, like, if he wanted something to smoke, it'd be coming from me. You see how it
You were
works?
big into the trading.
Yeah, I was pretty big in the trading.
Well, because you had that canteen, you had a lot of.
Power.
You either got people that put in work to get their money in there, or you got people like you who are getting it through canteen, and then those.
I also, I
So
also had,
you can put
I
people
bought a
to
lot of
work
chicken.
with those. What were you saying?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I also bought chickens. If you owed me money, I was coming into your room to collect my money.
Yeah,
That's the
because that
thing.
could potentially get you stabbed or whatever.
No, the thing is the dude was high off his ass when I went into his room, and I told him, I told you I was going to find you, and I want my money. And he looked terrified, and he pointed to the drug on the top bunk. I'm like, I'll take this. And I took that and walked out. Because, $5, but to me, $5 is still money owed. And I'm coming for it.
What facility did you do time at? What was the security level and everything like that?
It was medium to low.
So were you in a enclosed cell at night, or were you?
In enclosed cell, 2-man room. You're not recording this, are you?
No. Well,
Okay.
I am recording for future reference. Like I said before, man.
Well,
If you're uttering the words, your human body only has so much energy, and then you're never going to be able to say it again. It's sort of your story,
yeah.
you
It's
know. And like we can get into my story later, but I want to hear more about your story. Like
I have an idea of, but I would like to be more anonymous
well,
for the time.
right now,
Yeah.
your picture is this cat. It's a kitty cat, and it sort of fits your personality.
Yeah. Well, don't put that on YouTube.
That's something you should get, man. Get a cat. Get a cat. Don't you have a cat? You used to have a
No.
cat. You used to. Your auntie or something used to have a cat.
Do not put this conversation on YouTube, but it can be used to, help support up there, but not YouTube. Okay?
But haven't you seen what's on YouTube? These prison telling the prison stories and everything like that are really big.
I've heard it, but, you know, I'm, I'm trying to stay low. And
I wanted to discuss. Um, it's pretty hard nowadays to get people to move for you. Say you are a boss in prison. Uh, uh, it's all about, like you said, you would have to go right into somebody else's cell and collect yourself for a debt.
You could also have somebody do it. But the thing
But
is,
isn't
is
that hard
you
to do? I mean, nobody's doing it these days. They don't care how
well,
much money you have to pay them to
you,
collect the debt for you. Some of them, it's like
it
everybody's
depends. It
imano
depends.
or whatever.
It depends because you know if you're really chill with certain people, and you know this one dude owes you say $50 or more, and you start talking about, man, this motherfucker owes me X amount of money. I want to go fuck him up. You might get, yeah, like, hey man, I'll come with you, and you might get another person that might want to come with you too. So it's usually who's really down with you.
Yeah. Who would you run with? You're pretty popular in the sense that you don't necessarily run with any specific race. You're cool with everybody.
Yeah, my neighbor was a Latin king. What does that tell you?
The Latin kings, they used to be fairly strong. Most of them are locked away right now. Uh, it's Sinaloa came to be very big. I know Mexican mafia is pretty big in there, but in the streets, they were fairly heavy out there in New York and Chicago. But I think thus, since then or whatever, and I gotta stop saying using that word thus or whatever. They haven't made as much noise, but they definitely are a gang not played
Reckon
with.
with. Yeah, my neighbor right next door was like, I had a really bad bunkie at one point, so I had, he owed me money too, so it was all planned. But I had to get out of the room because it was either we were going to fight all night and somebody was going to die, because he had me by the throat, and my arms are kind of short, so I had two options. I could either kick him in the stomach and be on top of him and bash his face in, or take my chance and get out the door and see if I can get him out of the dorm. That didn't work because one of the officers didn't like me.
Yeah, that's
And the
scary.
next,
That's really scary when it's the officer against you, that person of authority.
well, that officer didn't like me, so she had me moved out for a week. But the officer that liked me was fighting to get me back in the dorm, along with the captain and some other officers who knew how chill I was, and they prefer me being in that dorm because it was a pretty chill dorm. Plus, I like to buy a lot of chicken, and I could also get around the dorm pretty easy. All I had to do was point to the dorm next door and go right across. No issues. So I had I came back the next morning and I went straight to the Latin Kings that was right next door, and I said, you know, it was early morning, mind you. I came back to get my stuff, and I mentioned it to him. And the next day, my old bunkie was jumped by about 15 people. So, yeah, I had some pull in that dorm. When you're getting jumped by 15 people, be mindful of who you're fucking with. Whether you're dealing with a rapist, a murderer, anybody could have some huge pull in there. Am I right?
I don't know, man. It's such a complex game all the way around. It's somewhere I never
Yeah.
want to see. Nobody wants to go see. It's sort of a position that you have to play if you're put into that position, you know. And it gets ruthless in there, way more ruthless as you get older. Uh, you know, you tend to get in there in the beginning. They classify you or whatever, and sometimes, you know, if you're really wealthy or whatnot, or a good kid, they try to really bury you. That can happen, like with the certain COs that may be jealous of you. And believe it or not, they know more about you than you think. They obsess over you, and they talk to each other with the staff and the inmates. And they look up your name, and they look up where you live, and they look up your mom, and they look up your dad, and they obsess over it. And that can be one
Yeah.
thing. And if you go back or whatever, it gets worse and worse. It might be a few scuffles in the beginning, and then it turns to the point where you're going to have to do a killing or something. It gets really bad in there like that. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you're out and doing well and
So the I don't know how late you're going to stay up, but
everything.
yeah.
I'm probably going to sign out sometime soon, but I'm all ears if you have any ambition to say anything else.
I do. Let me take a quick piss real quick
All right,
before I
I
continue.
will also. I'll go to that. We'll take a bathroom break.
Mhm.
Man, you want to go outside real quick? Whoa. Well, Latin King. Look at this. Vanessa Trump street gang romance revealed. Vanessa Trump. I've never heard of her. Vanessa Trump's prom date for senior year at her $47,000 a year Upper West Side prep school. Dressed up for the big occasion in a tuxedo, a bow tie, and a necklace in the black and gold colors of the Latin Kings. A street gang he had joined in an upstate prison. Vanessa, who became part of America's first family in 2017, and yada, 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 yada. So she liked the bad boy image at the time. Now it's some fuck shit. He looks like a goof. But at the time, that was the bad boy image. But look at him here. Valentin Rivera, he looks a lot better there. And she was in love with him. Did you know that there's a Vanessa Trump that dated a Latin king?
I don't know. Vanessa Trump's.
I had never heard of her either. I'm all over like Ivanka, like that's who I look at or it pops up on me. But here is Vanessa Trump, and not just Ivanka, but that other one, that I tend to see, the two
Yeah.
blonde ones. But here's a brunette one. I'm not sure if she's a daughter or what of Donald or what, how she is.
So a while back, I was talking to somebody that I had met through, people against the stuff that I was in trouble for. And I'm pretty sure if this guy were to look up this, he would probably tell you the same thing I'm saying, is to delete that one specific video. But me and him had talked about, maybe doing like a podcast or something, or having somebody talk about that person's story while kind of being anonymous about it. You know where I'm heading with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Which probably would be easier. Like, what is the videos about me doing up there for you?
Well,
Like,
I get monetization next month, so the videos will be generating income. It not only helps me tell my story somewhat, but I'm also helping other people get their stories out. And I try to be as humane as possible. I try not to like make people look bad or anything. And
yeah, that's I mean, I could probably redo my story. I would just probably have to kind of, do it more anonymously, like, without my name out there. Like, I could say my name, but I could say that we're on a phone call, if that would work, would you?
yeah,
Would that work? Would that work in return of deleting that video?
what did you say you wanted to do? Something about a phone call?
Like we could say we're on a phone call, and you could kind of blur out my name, but How do I even put that? Like, we should both be in control of that video if we redo it.
We can do another video on top of that video. It's going to be like the freaking border wall down there.
Yeah. But what I could do is, crap. I'm just mainly worried that they're going to come for me. And I don't want to have that kind of feeling.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. And unfortunately, that's just how those people are. And they're going to come for you.
I know. I understand that, but that's putting my Facebook out there.
It's already out there when you search up Michael Manuel. Anyways.
Well, how do I explain that?
You don't. You just don't say anything at all.
So basically say I don't know anything about it, that you control it. That I could just be a made-up character, I guess.
Basically, my YouTube channel, how it is legally under legalities is, it would be considered news or anything that's put into the public domain is of public domain. Like if you're walking down the street in public, I can take a photo of you, or I could come up to you and say, "Hey, Michael." I could ask you a question. Now, if you told me go away, please go away, and all that, you're harassing me and yada yada and yada yada, then I quite possibly could be considered. I would have to leave or whatever. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to. Okay, like right now, hypothetically, if you didn't want to talk to me or anything, you could disconnect from this conversation. I have not forced you by any way against your will to join this conversation. You called me and then I called you right back and whatever and all that.
Yeah, it's but it's already too late at that point. I'm just I don't know what to do with that video. That's ugh, I have no idea. So you were only bothered about me when you were on probation. You haven't been bothered.
No, this was after. They had asked me something about you afterwards. Not while I was on probation, afterwards. Somebody had asked me something about you. But they know that you were just a friend of mine when we were living on the same street for that short time, and they know that I haven't been around you in 15 years. They know I have nothing to do with anything that you do, and that we just came into contact. What was it, this year or just last year? I think it was just last year we came back into contact, where I had somehow searched up Mka Terminators, and then I found your name, and then we connected on Facebook, and that's how I found you.
So